All righty. So, Art Smith, what's going on? What is in front of you that looks so good?
Well, I'm here at the Sawgrass Marriott Golf and Spa, and we're doing a pop-up here of our newest restaurant that will be opening this fall in Chicago, Reunion. And we got some great stuff. You know, everybody knows me for fried chicken. You see that? Doesn't that look delicious?
Oh, tell me about that. That's not just any fried chicken. What's
No,
special about your fried
it's
chicken?
24-hour fried chicken that we do, and really wonderful. And and then we do a nice dredge. It's quite delicious.
So,
And
tell me more about this 24 hours. You don't fry it for 24 hours. I bet that's how long you marinate it, huh?
then we marinate it for 24 hours.
And what's the
And
marinade?
the marinade is salt, sugar, water, bay leaves, peppercorns, thyme, garlic, and fresh herbs.
So it's a brine, basically.
Yes, sir. It is a brine.
Awesome. Okay, so you brine it for 24 hours and then you dredge it.
Uh-huh. And we dredge it and we cook it at 300. You know, everyone thinks about like, okay, fry everything at 350 is too much. We actually cook it at about 295 degrees, just a little under 300.
Why?
And it makes it nice and crispy. We only use southern flour, like a southern soft white lily flour that we make a dredge, and we fill it with some wonderful herbs. And like I said on Bravo television, my mama didn't teach me how to fry chicken, the Colonel. Yeah, and it's delicious. It's one of our crowd favorites, and it's served with my delicious hot sauce that's prepared by my executive chef of Reunion and of the company, Chef Hector Guerrero. And it's really super. And Chef Hector and Chef Tessa have been working really hard to bring these dishes to the hungry golfers and folks here in Port Vedra Beach here. It's been really wonderful. You know, another favorite of ours, which people really love, is our shrimp and grits.
Oh,
Look at
yeah.
that.
Mm-hmm. That looks great. So what's
And
special
those,
about your shrimp and grits, Art Smith?
well, what's special about these are made special because of where we are. We're using local Mayport shrimp, and we're also using Bradley General Store grits, which is a wonderful mill right outside of the Florida capital there in Tallahassee, Florida. Delicious. And we cook them very slowly. They're coarse grits. And then Hector then adds butter and cream, and he's got a wonderful, I keep hearing talking about, you need to see it. You know, he has this really wonderful basil oil that he's done, and he's made almost like this wonderful Creole with spices, but he also takes the shrimp and makes almost like an adobe where he puts habanero and other spices into it. It's not traditionally what we think of shrimp and grits, but it's what traditionally we think of shrimp and grits with the Art Smith restaurants. Very delicious.
Mm.
And, you know, one very classic dish that people love, which I like very much, is our fried green tomatoes. And these are really super. And he's made it with a green goddess dressing, if you could see that.
Yep.
And then he's got fresh local greens. Right here at the Marriott, they have their own farm. Can you believe that? Isn't that wonderful?
That's wonderful. I can believe it, but it's wonderful.
And they have an apiary, so they have the most incredible bees and honey. But these are fried crispy. They're green tomatoes that are dredged just like the chicken, and they're fried crispy. It's a crowd favorite.
So does that have a cornmeal crust like a lot of green tomatoes do? Or is
it does. He uses part cornmeal and part white flour.
Okay. Great.
And then I'm here among all my art. Wherever we do pop-ups, we bring art. This is the artist, Jesus Salguero. This is some of his beautiful mandalas. One time, several times we cooked for His Holiness the Dalai Lama. And this was all inspired by mandalas and everything. Mm-hmm. And so we brought them to Sawgrass. Now here's our Southern pickle board. We've got prosciutto. We've got, it's a Southern prosciutto. We've got candy pecans. We got peach conserve. We got pickled shrimp. We got wonderful vegetable pickles. We got buttermilk crackers. And we have the pista resistance. You know what that is?
What is it?
Pimento and cheese, but ours is made with goat cheese.
A goat cheese pimento cheese. Usually it's made with
Yes.
cheddar, right?
Well, we add a little cheddar, but the base of ours is delicious, creamy local goat cheese.
And you said it's a southern prosciutto. That's not southern Italy, right? That's the southern
That
of
is
the United States.
southern is regional, yes. But people don't really understand it unless they see it. But a lot of wonderful hams that are made here in the South are done in the style of prosciutto ham as is done in Italy. It's absolutely delicious.
Hmm.
And what's interesting?
What?
They all talk about farm to table. I say yard to table because I've seen the most amazing food grown in people's yards that they eat. We raise all kinds of chickens and we have all kinds of delicious chicken eggs. And so recently, as you know, our country has been overtaken with the growing of hemp and the legalization of marijuana.
Correct.
Well, in my county, we are the capital of the hemp capital of the state of Florida. And I love hemp seeds. Did you know hemp seeds have more amino acids and protein than quinoa?
Well, that's good to know.
And so what we've done is we are actually including it. Hector's made a wonderful red snapper with the seeds. And this is my pride and joy. This is my cake, which is a lemon hemp seed cake with this wonderful vanilla lemon sauce that's quite delicious that chef has put together really, really nice. And it's really delicious and people absolutely love it. I mean, we serve the classic chocolate cake, our 12-layer chocolate cake. We serve our a wonderful, wonderful panna cotta that Chef Tessa created that's wonderful. And my contribution is this delicious hemp seed cake, which I put together in my kitchen there in Jasper, Florida.
Now, traditionally, that might have poppy seeds, right? But instead, you put in hemp seeds.
But interestingly enough, poppy seeds, for some can't have because of poppy seeds comes from, what's derived from it. But right. What's interesting now, I look at all of this, I was the first to put a moonshine bar at Walt Disney World. My great-grandfather was a moonshiner. And there in Walt Disney World at Disney Springs is our pride and joy, Chef Art Smith's homecoming. And the success of that restaurant, can you believe we sold 42 tons of fried chicken during all of this, what we've been going through. My heart goes out to the restaurant and hospitality industry who have been struggling. But, I also find too that when these types of challenges greet us or meet us, it's our time to rise to the occasion. And one thing I have found that with food and everything is that when it comes to comfort, when we're feeling a little bit stressed, we seek comfort food. And that's just a demonstration. We have lines of people, we have waits, people wanting to eat delicious comfort food.
How much fried chicken did you say? 42 tons? What, how much?
Yes, sir, 42 tons.
That's a lot. That's a lot of fried chicken. Now, this is a pop-up for your new restaurant opening this fall right. called Reunion in Chicago. And you're from Chicago, right, originally?
No, I am a native Floridian.
Oh, okay.
I am 6th generation. But I found my fame and I don't say fortune, I'm still getting there, in Chicago. And that's where I started cooking there. And I started teaching cooking lessons at Williams-Sonoma and then started teaching and cooking for CEOs. And then my leap of faith, I met Oprah Winfrey and became her chef for 10 years. It was a wonderful, it's a wonderful experience. I had the privilege, I started out cooking for 2 governors of the state of Florida. And through that, I was able to cook for Princess Diana, the late Princess Diana, when she visited Chicago. And Hector and I cooked for Prince Harry at the Invictus Games there at Walt Disney World.
But so now you are opening Reunion, which is it's a Chicago restaurant, right? It reflects a lot of Chicago culture.
Right, and Reunion is at Navy Pier, which is the most popular tourist destination in the Midwest.
Really, and
Navy Pier. Yes,
it's on Lake Michigan.
It's on Lake Michigan.
Okay,
and it's an historic pier, and all the great things are going on. A boutique hotel. They decided that they wanted to have restaurants that were more people were much more local in terms of names. And we were very, very fortunate to be awarded that space. It's the old Bubba Gump space, which had been there 20-something years and still was doing quite good. But they wanted to see a classic Chicago restaurant. You know, no one ever thinks of Chicago as being Southern, but it's very Southern.
Really?
And it really is. I'm
Huh.
telling you, you know, fried chicken is no stranger in Chicago. And so, or shrimp and grits or any of these other things, you find it wherever you go. And what's wonderful about Chicago being this wonderful Midwestern melting pot, all of those wonderful people who've been there for so many years have gathered and influenced the food. You know,
Including a lot of Black Americans who migrated up over the past couple of generations.
yes, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and that's why we have this Southern food. And you know, my chef Tessa is Lithuanian. And Chicago is a very famous Lithuanian community, so
Mm-hmm.
she's very familiar with the you know, I went to Lithuania and it was really amazing, and really familiar with great baking and the use of yogurts and different flavors. And you know, so every person who's come to Chicago has made an influence. And same way with the shrimp and grits. The shrimp and grits have a almost Spanish influence, but it started with my two most beloved chefs, Chef Ray Villalobos and Chef Hector Guerrero, who are both Mexican American, and they influenced this dish by adding flavor. You know, when you have this, you know, Bill Neal, Crook's Corner in North Carolina in Chapel Hill, was the one that really blew up this wonderful, wonderful dish. And he brought this dish across, you know, across America. And since then, this dish has become very, very popular.
But now you've brought in some Hispanic influence, bringing a different kind of spiciness than you would
Right,
have in the
exactly.
Southeast.
Right, exactly.
And you got the fried chicken. And is that Southern prosciutto also going to be on your menu at Reunion?
It sure will.
And the goat pimento cheese and everything.
Yes, sir.
And it's opening this fall, right?
Yes, sir.
Well, great. Well, Art Smith, thanks so much for taking the
It's
time
been
out of
truly
your
a
pop-up.
pleasure. And
be sure to check out more independent restaurant news content at restaurant-hospitality.com.